Hi everyone. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. The computer just turned it off. So I don't know if it did go out live. The first 3 minutes, it might be available to watch. If not, I'll recover it now. So don't worry. This is what is going to continuation of what I was saying. So yeah, it's what I said was roughly. Try and remember now. Was that I think I did last video on here just before we were due to go to Edinburgh. Well, Edinburgh has been and gone. Um, Edinburgh was just amazing. It is the most amazing city I think I've been to in a really really long. It's in my top three cities. It was awesome, and we only saw half of it. We only saw really the old quarter. We've got the new town to go, so we're going back next year. It's that good. Really friendly people, food. What I had, uh, but let's just say there is a reason you shouldn't eat your Weatherspoons. Um, and that's a lovely joke between the berries. Um, yeah. So anyway, um, we were due to go to Blackpool in end of September, October. But having sat down and had a really good chat with Kat, she's kind of said, that she might not be able to relax there as much as I will. She's got quite some bad triggering moments from Blackpool, so we had a chat, and we decided that we change it. Now we were thinking Manchester or Liverpool. And Kat basically said, "Well, you can choose." As I kind of like have said, I'd rather not do Blackpool. So I chose Manchester. And so at the end of October, beginning of November, we're off to Manchester for 5 days. Um, a lot quicker to get there than Edinburgh, but we do have to change trains, which is can be a bit daunting when you're kind of disabled and stuff. So yeah, so we've got Manchester to come up for, which is great because we can do a bit of like early Christmas shopping and stuff, and I can find something for Kat for it's a big one this year, her birthday, 21 again, my darling. So I've got to get her something nice, something really nice. And I just thought Manchester's going to be pretty good for doing that, and there's some great restaurants there. There's the people were just Northerners. We're not that bad at all with that fun out. Anyway, this is where the last video cut off. I think after I just kind of covered that part of it. I will hopefully when I post this video, it won't post the 3 minute video that cut out. But if you do want to search it and then get back to me about what I didn't talk about in the last 3 minutes, then please, if you want to be that anal, you perfectly be my guest. And knowing all the people that do watch this, I love all of you very much. I've probably got like a hardcore little group who watch all my videos, and for that, I just have to thank you. Um, if you've watched this video, um, do me a favor and just send me a message on Messenger, just to say I watched it. Because I sometimes feel, that I'm doing these things, and I've got all these views. I've got over 1,000 views now. But I'm missing subscribers. This is where I'm missing. This is where you guys can help. Um, I'm going to explain what's going on with me at the moment. And I'm hoping that I can get some help and support from you guys in a way that I'm going to ask. What I'm going to ask of you is not going to cost you anything, only a moment of your time. And that is to promote this channel for me. So let me explain what's going on. I'm finding myself very angry at the moment. I'm getting very, very frustrated. I feel very angry about life and the way that it is. Now, from any of you that have seen these videos of my life, you'll know that it's not actually been a pleasant car journey, more of a car crash. So I don't know why I'm expecting any different now. Um, but having my mobility taken from me and my body getting worse, I know it's getting worse. I can feel it getting worse. Um, everybody knows their own body. And I'm telling you now, mine is slowly breaking down. It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. It's not going to get any better. I've got a terminal illness. Um, and it's frustrating me, and it's making me angry, and I'm getting angry. I'm getting really frustrated, and I'm angry at the people that I love the most. I'm hurting the people that I love. I'm either pushing them away or I'm just blanking them. I'm not talking. I'm not doing anything. And these videos, if anything, they let me do that because it lets me just think. Right, okay, I could just think of one person who I'm talking to. This video basically is for my darling cat. I want her to understand how I'm feeling so she can understand why I've been the way that I have been lately. I've been a twat, basically. I ruined Edinburgh at the end by triggering Cat. It was a very sour taste after the most amazing holiday I think I've ever had, and I've had some pretty corkers over the years. But Edinburgh was beautiful right up until I just was a dick, basically. And of course, I'm not going to blame my BPD. I'm not going to blame my bipolar. But if I feel I'm being attacked, then my natural instinct is to shut it down and finish it. It's as simple as that. So I was a real asshole. I put my hands up to that. Kat played her part in a way. She triggered me. So we were. The problem is when you've got two people that have got these problems that have suffered, years of abuse, whether it be physical, mental, sexual, whatever it be. Um, sorry. Um, it's it's quite hard when two people are very very emotional. Um, I think it was an awful lot to do with the fact that we were coming home as well, and we didn't want to come home. I could have stayed there another week quite happily. It was lovely. Like I said, the city was just amazing, and we just had the best time. It was really great to catch up with Cat's family. I absolutely loved that, and I can't wait to catch up with them next year. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a couple more of them, which would be nice. Um, but how I'm feeling, and I'll kind of like try and go through what's going on in my head. Um, I think people that as we're all getting older, my friends now are getting older. Things are starting to wear out and need replacing, and I don't think Rachel will mind me saying, but she's got I think it's her knee. I think it's a knee replacement she's got to go in for. Is it a hip replacement? I can't remember what she said it was now. I feel bloody awful. I take her to see that. It's just, I only saw Rachel this week and I just don't even really remember the conversation because I've just like, I'm trying to deal with everything that's going on with me. And I'm really struggling if I'm honest, guys. Um, there's only so many times you can smile and carry on with life. I'm not. Don't worry about it. Don't think that I'm gonna go and top myself or anything like that. Nothing like that. But I guess a lot of my frustration and anger is it's definitely aimed at myself or aimed at my body and what it's doing to me. It's not aimed at anyone else, but it's coming out to other people. And it's not aimed at them, and that's what's hurtful is that I'm hurting people around me that I love very much, and I'm pushing them away, and I don't want to do that. But I don't know how to deal with how I'm feeling. Is the best way to describe it. As you all know, over the years I've had very little support with my mental health. I suffer from quite a debilitating mental health issues with having BPD and bipolar. Um, Hang on, just get a smoke, calm down a minute. Sorry about this, guys. I didn't mean this to be turning this to one of these videos. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess how I'm feeling. The best way to describe how I'm feeling is that I'm just feeling. Do you know you know like your favorite old car that you did everything in? That first car. Do you remember how it felt when it went to the breaking yard? That's currently how I'm feeling, but I can't get out of the car. That's how I feel. That's how my mind is working at the moment. That is how my mind is thinking. I just feel that I just feel that oh god, I've got to do some of this hair. It's bad, isn't it? um better. Yeah. I can just I know how I feel every day, and every day I'm getting a little bit. Something is a little bit more painful. Something's a little bit more. Oh, that's a new pain. That's a new something. And I'm trying so hard to stop it, to stop this, the inevitable. So why am I trying to stop it? Why am I trying to stop it? Why am I trying to fight it? Why don't I just say, do you know what? Just lie back and just let it happen. Is that what I'm supposed to do? No, I can't do that because I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter. I've fought since I was 5. I had my first fight at 5. You know, I've been a fighter all my life. I've been a physical fighter. I've been a mental fighter. I've been an emotional fighter. I've done it all. I've always fought. I've always been tough. You know, that was the whole point of the army. The army, like, sorted my fucking head out, and it gave me purpose, and it gave me the tools to deal with certain aspects of life. And I don't regret that time at all. I regret maybe it was the underlying cause for my first marriage failing. But as we all know, that's a completely different story that is for another day. But, as you know, drink has been my choice over everything for pretty much from 13 onwards till I was about 50. So we're looking at 37 years of drinking, and choosing drink every time, choosing drink over everybody, anything, choosing over my marriage, choosing over my child, choosing it over friends, choosing it over certain friends I'd only have purely because I drank heavily. Um, you know, and just how I'm feeling at the moment, I'm finding it hard to think of anything that I've done to be proud of, if that makes any sense. All I seem to have done is, I don't know, lost a lot of money and properties over the years and fucked up a lot of people, you know what I mean? One way or another, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically. I was no angel. I've been there, done that one, got the t-shirt, I've fucked with my wife's head mentally, I'm a proud of that motherfucker. Am I the hell? Because my God, when it was done to me, I mean, well, as you all know, I ended up having a breakdown. Um, I'm I'm losing me. That's how I'm feeling. I feel I'm losing Ian Baker. I feel I'm losing Ian Baker. I don't feel the old me is there anymore. I feel I've changed so much. So many people say it's for the good, and there's so many people that say it's for the bad. Or you're not the same person. No, you're not drinking. You're boring. You don't go out. You don't do anything. No, I don't go out and do anything because I've got an illness which physically stops me from even getting out of bed some days. And that's the reality of it. That's my reality. There are some days that I could just lie in bed for 3 or 4 weeks at a time and not move once, not get out to move to go for a piss, not to move to get the shit, not to do fucking anything. I do everything in this bed. Absolutely everything. And it feels like my ball and chain, this bed, it feels like I've fucking got it attached to my ankle and I can't shake it. And I feel it's defining me at the moment. This bed is defining me. I've made it as nice as I can in here. We've got a new TV, we've got the stereo. It's all like surround sound cinema. It's fucking lovely. It's really lovely in here. Don't get me wrong. I love spending time in here, but I don't want to spend every single day in here. Sometimes, like the last few days I've managed to be up and about and I've been up in the lounge every day and I've loved it. I've been able to listen to my Lynn up, but I've been able to watch the big screen. I've got big TV in here now, but I've been able to watch the bigger TV in the front room. And that's helping. And I've started doing a bit more cooking and yeah, it's harder for me than it ever was, just the simplest things. But my God, I can't give up. I can't give up. But right now, in my mind, I want to give up. That's the truth. I want to give up. I just, I just think sometimes I don't understand the reason for still being here. Sometimes I really don't, guys. I don't. I don't know. No, like I say, don't worry. This is no, like left a letter and he's going to go and top himself. With nothing like that. Nothing like that. I swear. But I'm just trying to tell you how I'm feeling at the moment, and I'm feeling I feel lost. I feel I've lost me. I can't do anything that I used to do. I can't run a successful kitchen. I can't play rugby. I can't surf. I can't box. I can't do any of these things. There's no, there's no disabled sports I can do because I'm in a power chair, not a wheelchair. So I can't, if I'd have been in a manual wheelchair, you all know that I'd be playing bloody rugby, wheelchair rugby. You know I would, but it's not happening. And I need something. I need something to focus on. And what I want to do more than anything is to give back something. I just think that from what I've been through, I've learned a lot of lessons, a lot of hard lessons. I've had it all and lost everything. I literally have lost everything. And sometimes now I found the one, my soulmate. Cat is my soulmate. It's as simple as that. We were meant to be together. But I just think, the first 3 years I was, well, I am an alcoholic, but the first 3 years I was using, and then now I've been sober, and now people are, kind of like saying, oh, well, you never come out, you never do this, you never do that, and I wish I could explain it to you. I wish I could explain, that sometimes your body is completely on fire, that all your bones are burning, all the muscles and the nerves are burning, and that's my MS journey. That's my MS journey. And then, of course, the knock-on effect is my mental health, and that's what's suffering now. This anger is new. I haven't felt this kind of anger since I was maybe 13, 14, 15, growing up at school. Well, when I was there, I haven't felt this angry. That's how the army guided me and used it, which was perfect. It was brilliant. It's what I needed. But now I don't know. I don't seem to have any direction. I don't feel I'm going anywhere. I'm written off. They kind of like they're kind of like, oh, you're dying. Oh well, right. Well, we'll leave you alone for the rest of your little pitiful existence. and that's how it feels, and that's what they've basically done. I've had a conversation with my, my work coach, hoping think maybe, is there any way that maybe I could get him to do some kind of counselling, or Cat maybe thinks that's a good idea, that maybe I could do something along those kind of lines. Guys, that I would, that's the whole point of this channel, was that somebody watches this and it hits the bell, that anything that I'm saying, they just think, my God, bloody hell, I didn't realise that, or I'd never thought that, or I'm thinking like that. I just I just wish I could give something back, that I could have a purpose. Of course, the problem is I'm not. The realist. To be realistic. I'm not going to be able to have a 9 to 5 job, because I just some days, some weeks, for weeks, I could be physically not able to go to work, and then that would put pressure on other people, and it's that it's. I just now I can just feel anger bubbling up in me as I talk about it, as I just talk about the fact that there's just no purpose to my life. I know I try to be there for everyone, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels that people are just, not really actually that bothered about, I don't know. I always feel I'm the one that's messaging people and things. Nobody ever seems to message me and say, "Oh, how you doing?" Nobody ever does that. So maybe you could all prove me wrong now if you are watching this video. There's a bit of a car crash TV. This one was, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's all come out of this one. All I'm feeling at the moment. This is explaining. I'm just free flowing. I'm just pretending I'm talking to Kat and telling her how I feel. So if this is ringing true with any of you, if any of you out there have got any kind of illness, any debilitating, whatever, a knackered knee or hip, or you know, I get it. I get it. Better than anyone, and it sucks. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel I'm losing my identity. That's how I feel. I just feel, that it's what time I've got left just seems to be kind of. I kind of feel like, one of those the big hourglasses. I feel that I've got a 5-year hourglass, and I'm just watching the sand build up in the bottom. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. I can just see life just slipping by me, and not having what I want in life, what I really, really want. The people in my life that love me and know me, they all know what I want as my just it would make my it would make my life happy, and and I'm not here to tell anybody what it is. Those people that love and know me will know what it is, and they will also know that the issues that stop that from happening at the moment. It's just I don't feel. I just feel that I haven't got the time. I feel people's timelines for things to be done, whatever it would be, is unfortunately not good for my timing left, as it were. I mean, who knows? I've got this new injection and stuff, and the last CT and MRI I went to came back, okay. I wasn't, there was some some extra scarring, but nothing to worry about. Everything else was normal. I've just had my letter for my next MRI and CT, which is absolutely fantastic. My birthday's on September the 12th, which is a Friday. I'm going on the 8th, which is a Monday. So I guess what I'm scared of is I know that I'm not getting any better. I can feel it. Everyone knows their own body. You know your own body. If your body's not right, you know it. Everyone knows that. I'm not telling you something that you all probably, probably all agree with. If you're not feeling great, you go to the doctors, don't you? Unfortunately, I can't do that. Mine's kind of like, well, we know what's wrong, and there's nothing we can do about it, and that's it. That is it. It's as simple as that. And I just feel I've been tossed on the scrap heap. Like, oh, just keep taking the pills, and enjoy your last 4 years. 4 years doesn't. It's probably a handful of trips, maybe half a dozen trips to Cat. So we've got like maybe six holidays to make memories, and we have an absolutely amazing time in Edinburgh. And then I I bet, um, and I'm pretty disgusted in myself and disappointed, actually, very disappointed that I would take out how I'm feeling on Cat. But that was a lot to do with that time feeling. I just spent a day in Edinburgh with people just completely oblivious to the fact I was in a wheelchair. Would just walk out in front of me, would just stop straight in front of me to take a picture. And I know that's Edinburgh and that happens, but it just when when you're sat in a chair, you're vulnerable. Your body never has time to relax. You're permanently adjusting your body. It's tiring. It's tiring being in a chair. And I would love to be out and about in it every day, especially when the weather is like it is. It's absolutely beautiful out there. I should be out and about in it all of the time. I mean, today I've had to stop because I've had the shopping delivered, and I've had to put all that away. 2 lots of shopping I've had to put away because it was like frozen, and I'm really proud of myself because I've done it. And then and then you know what I mean. It's kind of like I think to myself, it's little things like that that kind of like make me think, well, hang on. Um, and it's just, I don't know. It just seems the little things seem to be like the only thing that is keeping my head above water at the moment, because the big things are just out of my control, and that's what's scaring me, is that they're out of control. And it's not that I'm a control freak, definitely not. Maybe a micromanagement ways, yes, I am quite a control freak. I like things to be done a certain way, etc., etc. As we well know, as Kat will tell you, that there is no, well, can we do it later? There is, let's do it now, otherwise the world will end and I will probably lose my mind. Kat has to deal with that all of the time. And she's really good at pacifying me and chilling me out and just saying, you know what, look, I've just got here. Can you give me 5 minutes to have a cup of tea before I start fiddling around with your fucking stereo again? See, it's stuff like that, Cats had to put all the stereo, all the TV, all of the audio and the visual stuff that I would have just loved to have done. That would have been I'd have been doing that, or I would have been changing things all of the time. It would have been so much quicker for me to have got where I am now, that I'm happy with what I've got. There's a couple more bits to get. I've got to get a replacement streamer for the lounge, and I've got to get some cables so that I can run the new Berts from the lint. But anyway, that's by the by, that's technical shit. Kat will be able to tell you all about it because she probably understands more about it than anyone else. But it's kind of like, I shouldn't have to rely on Kat to wire some speakers or plug in, but I am. And I don't know, I kind of worry that she feels that I'm always just on asking it. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Could I have? Cannot? She. If I were her, I don't know how I would feel. I would feel, my God, you know what I mean? It's just, God, I really don't want to spend time with you, because all you ever do is, oh, can you do this? Can you do? Oh, can I have that? That's. But if the roles were reversed, it would be completely the same. I would do anything that she needed. So she loves me, and I know that she loves me, and I know that that these aren't issues for her. They're not issues for her. They're issues for me. That I'm the one that's got to get over myself, not her. This whole anger and frustration, though, we've got to find some outlet for it. There's got to be a way for me to do something, get my teeth into, that I can sort of, maybe kind of like alter how I'm feeling and put it into a positive spin on something. And this is where you guys come in. All I'm asking is that I get an average of about 10 views a video. Some videos have had over 100 views. Some have had one or two views. If you're watching this, could you please post it on your timeline? And just write a little, a little note explaining, and just can you share it to your friends? All of you, just put it on your Facebook. That's all I ask. Because then maybe one of your friends, or maybe one of your friends' friends, will watch it, and they will think, "My God, I'm feeling that way, or I'm going through that, or I'm not alone." Oh, that's what I want to do. I want you to know you're not alone. Um, because that's how I'm feeling right now. I feel so alone. I've never been more loved, but I've never felt so lonely. If that makes any sense, you know. I think Kat will be the first one to say we don't spend enough time together, but that is because that she works bloody hard. She has families and commitments. She's got a life, I have no life. That's the sad fact. There's no life. I have no life. I have an existence. I don't have a life, and that's what I'm trying to get back before it's too late. So, on that happy note, after a very tearful, I hope this goes out to the right people. If you know me and you love me, um, you know, drop us a message and just say saw your video and you're a pussy. Get over yourself. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have to call it a day from there. I think this is. I'm glad I managed to make this video. Um, I nearly lost it a couple of times in there. Stuff that's hit a nerve that I'm talking about. My problem is, it's a man thing anyway, but especially from what I've been through over the years, I just instantly lock stuff away. I don't address it. I don't confront it. I lock it away and hide and just don't want to talk about it. And this is why I'm as messed up as I am. And I just feel I'm missing some very vital tools to get some kind of purpose back. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for sitting through this one. I bet some of you are thinking, Jesus Christ, my God, I know him and he's a nutter. Yeah, I just wanted you to all know that I'm struggling at the moment. Anyway, everyone, it was great seeing you all. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.